your host, Tom Seymour, and this is New York Cine Radio.
And I'm your other host, Kim Powell.
And today we're here with Jonathan Elhers and Patrick Ward-Perkins. Welcome back, guys. How are you guys doing?
Doing excellent. This is Jonathan. Thanks so much.
Hey, this is Patrick. We're doing great. Thanks for asking.
We were just commenting on, we heard chirping birds, and we were completely jealous of the wonderful weather you guys were enjoying, because it's actually like blizzarding out right here in Astoria, Queens.
Yeah, we got a blizzard of our own over here. It's just sunshine and birds.
Nice.
I thought you were going to say, like, I have a Dairy Queen blizzard, and it's
that too.
Delicious. So, we talked to you guys, I think it was about a year ago, and the film is out.
Another bullshit turf war. This is what your father's enemy's been waiting for. It's all over. Yeah, I'm gonna bring your brother back to the house. Your mother wants me to go. Yeah, I know, it's rush hour already. We'll be back tonight, all right?
You finished the edit since we talked, correct? I mean, like, you weren't done with it the last time we talked, right?
Yeah, we locked picture by the time we were talking. I believe it was probably just about a year ago.
Yeah, it would have been right before our New York premiere.
Yeah, so May.
Yeah,
it was in May.
Because, we premiered at Soho International a year ago, and then we did the whole festival circuit. We were doing festivals through till October.
Yeah, just to get the audience back up to speed, would one of you guys just maybe summarize the film really quick, so people can get their head around what this feature film is?
Absolutely. So this is Ink and Steel, and this was our take on the mob genre, where we sort of wanted to take an archetype of a mob soldier and kind of take him out of his element, put him out in the country. And this, the story revolves around this aging mob enforcer who becomes an unlikely mentor to a young man who has aspirations of being a writer. And, he's also kind of helping the kid get sober, which is a job that he's fully, not equipped for. He's a man who solves problems with violence. So, that's sort of out of his element as well.
That's great. So it premiere. You guys start doing the festival circuit, and you win, right? Soho, you get the audience award, right?
Audience award, yeah. That was such a great experience because we just, we had this just outpouring of support. Everybody we know in New York, a lot of people came out to support us, and so the audience award was sort of in the cards for that night, so that was great.
It was really exciting to start off the festival circuit with such a blast, and to just be in the town where we shot. And Jonathan is from New York, and I'd like to adopt being from New York. It's such a cool place. Anyway, it's just so neat to be there and to have the outpouring. And the audience award is after doing the festival circuit for almost half a year there, we realized that the audience award really is the one that it doesn't lie. There's no politics about it. It's just loads of people saw the film and loved it and thought it was the best film of the festival. And that's really gratifying.
Now, you won 3 awards so far, or is it more?
No, that's right. We were in 6 festivals and won 3 of them. So we had audience award was the first. And then we got Best Picture.
Yeah, Best Picture at Emerge, which was a festival in Maine. They were a brand new festival that was really excited about having us up there. That was a great experience. And then late summer last year, we did Long Beach out on Long Island, and that's we won Best Director there. So it was a nice mix of awards there.
That's great, man. And was this your first feature, or?
Yeah, this was our freshman feature here.
That's great, man. Ken and I were watching the film, and Ken pointed out that he could see his apartment in one of the shots.
Yeah, my
Get out of here.
No, yeah, my apartment's in the movie. Like, it's the shot because it's actually from the Staples parking lot, but you can't see the Staples. But
Man, that was a funny day. Well, I guess we owe you some money for putting your apartment in the movie.
It's
but-
cool. It's cool, guys. I'll let you use it
So we
pro
were doing
bono.
that like secret agents up there. We had our earpieces in, and one of us was driving the car, and the other one was operating the camera, like climbing up on the fence to get that shot down
Wow.
below in the Staples parking lot. And we were trying to time it with the train passing by. And I mean, it was just like James Bond stuff. It was really fun.
No,
Yeah.
it's a great shot, and like I mean, it really, it was unexpected too, because I didn't realize you guys had shot anything in Astoria. But we have that shot, and then we have some of the shots in the car where we're going through like Ditmars Boulevard. Dave, are we getting some feedback?
But yeah, you're
Sorry.
we're driving. I think there's a shot you're driving down 31st, and you're going underneath that big train bridge,
Yeah,
which I think
yeah.
goes to the Hellgate Bridge there or whatever that is.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Pretty awesome stuff, man. And
Thank
the color grading's amazing on this film because you guys shot with. I was listening to our the interview we did last year, and you guys were talking about how you shot. You had what, 2 7Ds?
Yeah, we shot basically on 7Ds, and we had 3 7Ds. One was a backup.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, basically the thing is, those 7Ds are really powerful if you have the right lighting situation.
Right.
And, yeah, and so knowing how to light a scene, and then you can. I mean, nowadays you could shoot on an iPhone borderline. Obviously, you get different images for everything, but as long as it tells the story, that we sort of big believers that you don't need a Red or an Alexa in order to tell your story.
I wanted to ask you what kind of light kits you were using, and then what lenses you were using.
So we were actually using Canon glass most of the time. We're using the L series, and we just sort of kept with it with the body of the camera, kept it consistent. As far as lighting kit, it's interesting. We're kind of DIY heroes. Like, we just love making our own stuff. And so we build lights based off of Home Depot, off of, whatever's available to us at the time. A large portion of the film, you probably noticed, is actually daylight sort of dependent.
Yeah, sure. But the
Yeah,
interior stuff was beautiful. I thought it looked great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the beauty of these cameras nowadays is they really do pick up. It's not like shooting on Super 16 back in the day or something.
Right.
Like, indie filmmakers really have it good nowadays. And we're trying to take advantage of that.
So I noticed, or actually Ken pointed out, you guys, because you brought up what, iTunes, and they had, you guys are distributed through what, Gravitas Ventures?
Ventures.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. I was looking on the website, and all the Ip Man films are distributed by them, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They've really been coming up strong over the years, and now if you look at their catalog, they just have a lot of great films. And it's interesting. Last year, one of the festivals, it was actually our Los Angeles premiere, our West Coast premiere. They were doing a lot of panels at that festival, Dances with Films, and it was kind of cool because that. I believe in that festival, a distribution deal with Gravitas Ventures was sort of a grand prize.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and we were smiling because we already had the channels open with them, and we had the deal getting ready already. It was amazing.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
Are they approachable? Like, could I notice there's an ability at least to try to submit a film, but could the average Joe just kind of try to submit a film to them?
We had a wonderful experience with them. I think it, as everything else in this business, would depend entirely on the type of film, on the quality of the film, on so many factors. It's hard to say, but they've been a dream to work with. That's for sure.
Oh, that's great. That's really cool. That's always awesome to hear. Like, because there's some nightmare stories about distributors, so it's always great to hear a good story.
Yeah, it's almost intimidating when you start off as a filmmaker and you start reading all these books on, how do you do this? And you get to the distribution chapter and it sort of says, well, bend over because they're going to take advantage of you. And, and you're just like, oh, great, I can't wait. And that's just not at all the experience we had.
Well, and also I'd like to point out that they're filmmaker friendly, and as a little shout out to a friend of ours, Jamie Jensen, who directed a film called Hannah Has a Hoe Phase, which is a sex comedy, but that was made by women filmmakers, and it was shot in New York, and Gravitas picked them up. And we actually spoke to Jamie about their experience, and they had nothing but, fantastic things to say about Gravitas Ventures. So that really helped. That helped us kind of make our decision.
That's great. That's great. And wow, so that's really cool. So what else has happened? Catch me up. What did I miss?
We the distribution process. Now here's the flip side to this conversation is you end up realizing how many deliverables you have to handle, and
it's horrible.
As first time filmmakers, you sort of go into it thinking, yeah, everybody else keeps saying how hard this is going to be. It can't be that bad. And then you start to realize how much really is involved in delivering a film for distribution. And it's a huge checklist. And we were very fortunate. I think we were actually well prepared for it. I don't know if it was part luck, part OCD, or whatever it was, but we already had a lot of the things. We maybe got some very good advice early on in the process. And so we had a lot of the deliverables, but it's still, it just takes up months and months of time. And so that was a big part of the end of the year. And since then, we've been working very, very hard on a pilot for a TV show, and we are about to go out with it to the town, as they say. So it's been quite a good week.
Oh wow, Ken, did you have any questions about the film? Or?
Yeah, the film. So guys, we actually just all finished watching it here. Sorry guys, wait, we're getting some serious feedback in my microphone.
We're good. Oh, okay.
We're good.
Oh yeah, so we want to talk about the TV series, but let's talk about the film first. So what was your question?
Oh, it wasn't a question. Well, I was stating that I love the way that the film actually really at the last 15 minutes of it, when we have the mob guys. I don't want to spoil anything, but when we had the mob guys come to the farmhouse, and it gets really tense. And I loved a lot of the special effects, not special effects, but some of the special effects. The guy, taking the blast to the face with a shotgun. And what were some of the challenges, I guess, in using, because you guys were doing a lot of do it yourself type stuff. Were there any kind of challenges in trying to create some of this, Hollywood type of style action?
Good question, because first of all, what was funny about the situation with the firearms and having action take place at the farm there is that we were a very low budget film, and when we went out to the local law enforcement in that area, we wanted to do the right thing. So there we are, Patrick and I, driving around the countryside there with my uncle, and he took us to the local
sheriff's station.
Yeah, the local
right?
sheriff's station, like the state troopers barracks, and we went there sort of hat in hand we felt, oh God, we're gonna now we're gonna, admit to them that we're gonna be, firing,
doing all this shit. Yeah.
And we said, what do we need to do to make you guys comfortable? We don't want you guys to be alarmed or getting any calls or anything like that. And much to our surprise, they kind of turned around and had this attitude of why did you bother coming down here?
This trooper, it was like we'd interrupted his nap. He was just like, what do you guys want? Are you shooting real guns? No. Okay, then get out of here.
It's he was finally he said something like, well, I guess you could just write a note to the 911 dispatch people and let them know what you're doing. But aside from that, it's hunting season and kind of, we don't really care what you're doing, So we were like, wow, okay, we could fire this full auto submachine gun right in the barn and not have any issues.
And if you've ever played with blanks, they are so loud.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sometimes it seems that they're so much louder than real bullets. And so we're just firing this thing time and time again for these takes. And we're just thinking to ourselves, any minute now, just fucking siren's gonna drive up. Here we go. And I guess that never happened. So.
And which is funny because I guess if you're asking about challenges, I guess that means that any challenges we were facing were our own sort of creativity there, because external influence kind of was non-existent. I mean, we just sort of had free range to do what we wanted, especially with the gunplay.
Well, that must be a huge difference, especially in shooting, because part of the film, beginning the film, you're shooting in Astoria, Queens.
Yes.
Which you probably have zero control.
Yeah, you're like a ninja in New York. You just have to disappear into the scenery.
We were trying to shoot this little simple promo for New York City years ago, and it was a fucking nightmare. We couldn't even do it on the sidewalk. And I'm like, this is horrible, because I'm used to shooting in suburbia, Connecticut, where just no one gives a shit,
Not only that, but they'll come out and offer you cookies.
Totally, yeah. They'll be like, "Oh, you're shooting? Oh, yeah. I'll let you shoot in my store." And here it's
you guys want some hot chocolate?
Yeah. Here it's $700 a day.
And the funny thing is New York is film friendly, because by comparison, LA is locked down so tight. You can't get away with anything out here. It's really, I mean, you still do, but you really do feel like you're just breaking the law left and right to create a film. And so, and for independent filmmakers, you can't afford a $600 a day permit when you're that's your entire budget for the day.
Right.
So, you're sitting there going, well, are we going to respect the rules, or are we going to break the law and make a movie? And the answer is almost always make a movie.
Yeah. I never understood that anyway. It just sort of seems like a ridiculous thing to put in place, if you, why shouldn't you be able to shoot? I mean, it's a free country. I mean, I know it's but it's kind of crazy, I understand about disrupting people's business, but
Yeah, but I think it really comes down to people in previous decades really took advantage of it to the point where unsafe things were happening, and they had to lock it down. And then now it's just a question of everybody having a hand in the pot.
Right. I mean, I can get it. Like Roger Corman's doing car chases on public streets with no permits and shit like that,
Yep, that's right.
So,
well, I was also curious, when you guys were shooting on the farm, this is also going back to, close to the end of the movie. There's all those chickens in the barn, and how challenging was that? Because I'm actually from Kentucky. I grew up on a farm. My grandparents had a ton of chickens, and I found them to be, they're somewhat dirty, sort of smelly, and they can be very agitating at times.
What was, it was fortunate that my uncle there, Jim Grillo, he's a farmer there, and he does raise free-range chickens. So, that was the first thing we thought. At least they're there, and it's going to be production value. The way we shoot this is going to look beautiful to have all these chickens all of a sudden. But then, you start to get down to business, and it's a challenge.
It's chaos, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it really was, and we, the hardest part, of course, is audio. Because these birds are just going the whole time, like 500 of them, and then you whistle, and they all go and they go silent.
Yeah,
and you've got about 10 seconds before they start going.
Wow! Did you guys have to loop any dialogue or?
Oh, definitely in that scene, and we'll tell you guys. I mean, that was the scene. Not so much the action stuff, but the scene where Vanessa and Jimmy are sort of getting to know each other a little bit in the barn there when she's feeding the animals. And it's like, that was the scene that almost broke us, not only in production, but in post-production, because, you kind of get there and you have such a tight schedule that, blocking's always a problem, but then, you're dealing with those live animals and everything and the sound on the spot. So, not only is it a challenging scene for the actors, even if they were just sitting in a room, like that material is challenging, but then the environment was challenging. So I remember us being really stressed out that night when we did that scene.
What's especially hard about it is, it's a conversation between two people. and you obviously can have it be stationary and it gets old really fast. Or you can have some movement in there, but then you have to be so aware of what you're shooting, especially
Right.
with two cameras. Suddenly you're crossing the line all over the place, which, hey, cross the line when you mean to, but crossing it accidentally is the worst feeling when you get to editing.
Oh yeah.
You suddenly realize, like, oh, this shot doesn't make any sense. What are we going to do?
Yeah, you're like, do I have a cutaway of something random in the room?
Exactly.
It can be rough. Yeah,
Yeah,
the color grading is great in the film too. And was that now I forgot. Did one of you guys cut everything or?
Well, I'll step in to say that in another life, Jonathan could have just been an award-winning editor, in my opinion. He's a much better editor than I am. I'm a good director's editor. Oh no, sorry, good editor's director, however you want to phrase that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not as hands-on as he is, and he just sits there and gets in the zone, and things come out. And as far as grading, Joshua Hansen worked with us. He was with Company 3, and he was just helping us, basically just passion project alongside us.
It is
And
really well done, man. Just
yeah,
great.
he's a phenomenal guy to work with, and we're looking forward to working with him again.
So, you guys had mentioned the TV series you guys are working on, or is it a pilot, or what is it?
Sure, it's a pilot, and unfortunately, at this point, if we told you anything, we'd have to kill you.
No,
Oh,
that's
it's-
cool. That's cool. So that's great. You got another project coming up. That's exciting, though.
Yeah, it's something that we started working on it last year. What I can tell you is that we met and sort of became friends with a combat veteran of Afghanistan, and so we initially met with him when he moved out to California with the intent of trying to develop a feature film, and because he had articles online from a blog, about his experiences and his brother's experiences, and once we started sitting down with him, we realized that his stories were more suited for. I mean, there was just so much compelling material that we said, look, this belongs on HBO. I mean, this has to be a series. So that's kind of how that was the springboard for that, and we've been working on that really hard since probably October.
Yeah, so we went right from the festival circuit right into a heavy writing period.
Yeah.
That's so great. That's really cool.
Yeah, so fingers crossed for us, guys. Fingers
Yes.
crossed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know this is jumping back to the movie, but I had one more final question that I know that a lot of us here on the show wanted to know the answer. So in the beginning of the film, we have this this opening montage of the car driving from New York City out to, I guess, Syracuse, and some of us were wondering exactly how did you guys shoot the shots where the camera is on the outside of the car? Did you guys actually use a suction cup? And was that the 7D also, or was that another camera?
Okay, so yes, for the shots that are outside the car, we used a 7D still, and we used a 3-point suction cup mount.
Oh, nice.
And they've actually, I mean, these things have gotten even more sophisticated since we made the film. I just saw a mount the other day that is more like a tripod in a way, and it's sort of like these 3 suction cups, and the camera sits on top. The one we have is one main suction cup that anchors directly beneath the camera, and then 2 auxiliary suction cups that sort of anchor it like with these long rods. And that's more traditional, I think. That's more the old school way of doing it. It might even be more flexible, let you sort of put it in different places.
Was that ever hairy, like driving around with a $1,500 on your hood, or?
All the time, brother, all the time. Yeah, it's, but we love that stuff. Like, it's, if you're not a little nervous when you're making a movie, I don't think you're taking enough chances. And, not danger wise, like, don't put anybody's life in danger, but in terms of just, okay, are we going to get busted for this? Is the camera going to fall off? Like, and, it reminds me of a great quote, which is, I'm afraid I don't know which cinematographer said this, but he said, if you're comfortable when you're operating, your camera's in the wrong place.
Oh yeah, it's a good quote. Very cool.
Yeah. So that's how we like it. Is you're sitting there, you're getting tense, you're tight, you're sort of squished up into a corner, or you're hanging off a car or something, and you're just going, Yeah, this is going to be a great shot. I'm really uncomfortable.
No, I think it paid off because I mean, I really love that opening of the montage going out from New York City out to the country.
Nice, thank you.
So people who want to see your film can get it on iTunes, Amazon On Demand, right?
Yeah. So it's on iTunes, it's on Amazon On Demand, it's on Google Play, it's on sort of your local cable station. You can get it on demand there. For us, it's a DirecTV and FiOS and things like that out here in California. I'm not sure what it is in New York.
Probably Time Warner. Or...
Time Warner.
Yeah, Time Warner, absolutely.
Yeah, and then it's DirecTV, Dish, all that stuff. You can get it on demand there. You can get it on Vudu, which some people use.
It's really everywhere. We can also, if you want to figure out where you can get it, you can go to inkandsteelmovie.com. And from there, you can sort of learn a little bit more about the film, see some photos, see the trailer, and figure out exactly where you can buy or rent it from.
Oh, that's great. So we'll definitely post a link to that. All right, guys. So anything I missed? Any final thoughts?
Well, definitely folks should check out the reviews out there because, luckily a lot of folks are digging the film and they're going out of their way to say so online. So that's been really gratifying, especially the other day. Someone who watched the film on iTunes left a comment saying that they worked in federal investigation of organized crime for decades, and they thought that this was like the most accurate and honest depiction of some characters that were very familiar to this former federal agent. So thank you, whoever you are out there. That's a great endorsement.
No, yeah, I was reading you guys' reviews that you were getting on iTunes, and they're really amazing. I think it's really well deserved too, because I know that we really love the film here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
guys.
we love talking to you guys because it's clear you guys love movies and your audience loves movies, and that's the only reason we do it is because we love movies and we want people to have good movies to watch. So,
well, absolutely. Thanks, Jonathan and Patrick, and come back on the show. And if you got any new projects, drop us a line. We're always happy to have you guys on.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, next time we're in New York, we'll do a live show. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, coming out.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, come when the weather's better.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Take care.